Season 2, episode 1 of Angel has what I think is the best episode opener of the entire show, and possibly the best character introduction. We get no context, just a scary looking demon and ominous music. And then.
First I was afraid, I was petrified. Kept thinking I could never live without you by my side.
That 30-second intro is great because not only does it subvert audience expectation, but also it reaffirms the fact that in Angel's world, things are not black and white, and you can't judge a book by its cover. And the character of Lorne is a perfect example of that factor. Joss Whedon got the idea for the character of Lorne while watching his wife's assistant, Andy Hallett, sing at the BB King's Lounge. Then Andy was invited to audition for the show and he got the part. So Andy's playing a character that he's based on, and this was his first acting experience. He has never acted before, which is remarkable when you look at how great he is on this show.
Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high.
Lorne was introduced in season 2 of Angel as the host of a karaoke bar called Caritas.
Welcome to Caritas. You know what that means? It's Latin for mercy.
But according to some sources, Caritas is the Latin for love or charity. A few important things are established from the beginning. The first is that Caritas is a safe haven. It has a sanctuary spell that prevents violence. And second, Wesley describes Lorne as anagogic. The word anagogic means a mystical or spiritual interpretation of something, specifically a text. But when it comes to Lorne, it means that when you sing, he can look into your soul, he can read your aura, and he can see into your future. So he uses this power to set people on their path. Lorne was born as Clevlorn Swath of the Deathwalk clan in an alternate dimension called Pylea. As Lorne describes it, this world is very cold and emotionless.
A world of only good and evil, black and white, no gray. No music, no art. Just champions roaming the countryside, fighting for justice.
It's a very Spartan-like existence. And from the beginning, Lorne knew that he was different. He didn't fit in because he believed in emotions and feelings and art and music. And the way that he talks about his experience kind of reminds me of The Giver, if anyone remembers that book, of when the main character sees color and no one else in the world sees color.
All my life I thought I was crazy, that I had ghosts in my head or something, simply because I could hear music.
He doesn't see the world as black and white. He understands subtlety.
Not a coward. I just saw both sides of the joust. How are you supposed to joust someone when you partially agree with their point of view?
Lorne's story could be analogized to that of an immigrant. Lorne was treated like a pariah in his homeland because of the fact that he refused to engage in physical conflict. And when he left, even though he left unintentionally, he was happy to be in a new world because that gave him a chance to be free. But even though he was free, he was not fully accepted by his new land because of the way that he looked. So he had to stick to the shadows because of his appearance. But despite all of that, even though he's not fully accepted by the world that he lives in this dimension, he still prefers it over Pylea because it gives him a sense of freedom. Eventually, Lorne does go back to Pylea, even though he doesn't want to, he's afraid to, and by virtue of the fact that he left, he's treated like a traitor to his country. In Pylea, we meet Lorne's mother, and the Worst Mom Award in the Buffyverse does go to Lorne's mom.
You have shamed our clan and betrayed your kind.
Thanks, Mom.
But at the end, Lorne's journey back home let him have some closure.
I had to come back here to find out I didn't have to come back here. I don't belong here. I hate it here.
But then I spend so many nights thinking how you did me wrong. And I grew strong, and I learned how to get along.
Lorne is everybody's sanctuary. He holds everybody up in the show, and he's also the light in the darkness, not just for the characters, but also for the audience. His presence, his karaoke bar, his singing provides a lot of levity for the show, a necessary element of humor for the show. And notably, he doesn't discriminate. He helps the good and the bad. He encourages and supports everybody. And we see that Angel keeps coming back to him for help. He comes to him about Darla about 3 times. He bothers Lorne at all hours of the night. When Angel abandons everybody in his group, Lorne is the only one beside him. He is the only one who Angel can go to because Lorne is neutral. Similarly, the gang also comes to Lorne for advice, for guidance, because he sets people on their path, and so everybody comes to Lorne. He is the center point. We also get to see that the other characters start to care for him, and it's the first time that we see his club being destroyed.
I left my heart.
In seasons 3 and 4, Lorne continues to be everyone's emotional support. Everyone still goes to Lorne for guidance and advice. Fred goes to Lorne in the middle of the night when she's trying to run away. Then the whole gang goes to Lorne in the middle of the night to try to find out what's happening to Fred. They have no trouble bothering Lorne whenever they need him.
Yeah, well, I'm not some mystical vending machine here to spit out answers every time you waltz in with a problem.
And he does always help. Even though he resists sometimes, he still ends up helping. Lorne also serves as the voice of reason for Angel. When Angel starts to go out of bounds, Lorne tries to pull him back. It's Lorne that tells Angel to not torture a Wolfram and Hart employee. It's Lorne that tells Angel to forgive Wesley, even though Wesley wasn't very kind to Lorne. Lorne also gives a lot of emotional romantic advice. So he's emotional support for Gru and provides romantic advice to Gru when he's struggling. Lorne is also the only one who gives romantic advice to Angel because he's the only one who can read him. And during all of this, when Lorne moves in with the gang, he still continues to make house visits.
Anyway, I gotta run. I have a reading in Topanga Canyon.
Lorne is also a caretaker, and what I found really interesting is that next to Angel, Lorne is the biggest caretaker of Angel's son, Connor. So it's often Lorne that sings to Connor, he tells him stories, he puts him to bed. Even though Lorne is a very lovable and friendly character, he gets mistreated and abused, even by his friends. And this is predominantly due to the fact that he's a demon. So in episode 3, his club is captured, everybody's held hostage, and he's also attacked. And then at the end, his club is completely wrecked. We cut forward to episode 5, 2 episodes later, where Fred shows up for help, and she notices the place is still wrecked. And then when Angel and the gang show up, he is clearly upset. Then, 2 episodes later, episode 7, the group shows up again, asking for help with Darla, and again we see that he's still working to rebuild his club. Cut to episode 9, Lorne is still remodeling his club. So at this point, it's been 6 episodes, the group shows up again, asking for help, Darla is about to give birth, and then Holt comes and destroys his club again. So poor Lorne has been working on rebuilding this club for 6 episodes, and then it's completely wrecked. And as a result, Lorne moves in with the group because he has no place to go. When Lorne moves in, though, he's incredibly helpful. He's not a mooch. He takes care of Connor. He helps everybody out. He still uses his contacts for help. And this is where we see Lorne get mistreated by pretty much, most of the members. Wesley attacks him very violently in order to take Connor. He's attacked by Wolfram and Hart because he has information on Cordelia, which he read from her. When Connor shows up as a teenager, Connor treats Lorne poorly and verbally abuses him because of the way that Lorne looks. And it must hurt because Lorne, again, was the caretaker. Lorne is the one who put him to bed. Lorne is the one who sang to him. And here he has this teenager looking at him like he's a monster.
I know it's the way he was raised, but I loved that little baby.
Oh, and not to mention the fact that when everybody goes to the ballet, Lorne is left behind to take care of Connor, even though he would have loved to go to the ballet.
You'll be with Uncle Lorne, who in no way resents not being asked to go to the ballet.
So because Connor is so volatile and mean to Lorne, Lorne decides to bounce to Las Vegas. But poor Lorne can't catch a break because when he's in Vegas, he's captured by a casino owner. The casino owner makes Lorne read people's future, and then those futures are sold in the black market. When Lorne is back with the group, he still gets mistreated. Again, not intentionally.
Fred?
I'll kill him!
You don't know what you're doing.
I'll kill him, Charles!
Shut your mouth! Ow.
And once again, we do see that Lorne still continues to be emotional support. He's the only one who notices Gunn and his romantic relationship and talks to Gunn about it. Lorne also continues to chastise Angel and be the voice of reason for Angel. And a moment that is really sweet is that Lorne is the caretaker for Faith when Faith is in a coma. He doesn't even know her, but he's the one who looks after her. And he chastises and criticizes Wesley for putting Faith in danger.
Don't leave me this way. I can't exist. I'll surely miss your tender kiss.
Angel Investigations joins Wolfram and Hart, and we see that Lorne is the first one in the limo to check out the law firm. It's a joke, but it's also consistent with his character. We know that Lorne is pretty much the most open-minded of the group. He's the least judgmental, and as we learned before, he's always willing to listen to the other side.
The truth is, there's only one of us who ever understood how things really work. Lorne, you didn't judge. You didn't spend your life obsessed with good and evil.
Lorne also adapts to the environment faster than anyone else. Because he's so social and charismatic, he uses that to his advantage and he fits right in. But even though he fits right in, he knows that he's in enemy territory and he still continues to be the voice of reason for Angel.
We're operating in unfriendly territory, champ. I don't want you to forget about the people covering your back.
And finally, we get a Lorne-centric episode in Life of the Party. It's the only Lorne-centric episode. Other episodes do focus on Lorne, but it's not really a character study. But here in Life of the Party, we finally see the cracks in Lorne's armor. We see how hard he's working to hold everything up. His exhaustion in season 5 could also be seen as representative of his exhaustion over the course of the show. People always came to him and he always gave. And finally in season 5, we see that he cracks. His responsibility to be a party planner seems really insignificant, but Lorne sees this as the only way that he knows how to contribute.
I don't have superhuman strength, and I'm not a fighter. Quantum physics makes me nauseous, but I'm on your team. This is something I can do.
His value, the way that he perceives it, is to be this fun, loving, supportive, happy guy.
Because that's what the green guy does.
Fun side note about this episode is that Lorne has his sleep removed, which creates this demon subconscious. And it does this because Lorne is not able to process his emotions. So his emotions come out in this demonic subconscious form. And what's interesting is that actually this is how sleep works. So REM sleep, rapid eye movement, where people dream, is actually an emotional regulator for humans. REM sleep is important for emotional processing. During REM sleep, the amygdala is activated, which is the center for fear and for stress. We don't obviously experience what Lorne experiences, but this episode is actually very true to form. But then in season 5, Fred gets sick, and we see that Lorne starts to fall apart. Over the course of the show, Lorne really bonded with Fred.
Because destiny is just another word for inevitable, and nothing's inevitable as long as you stand up, look it in the eye, and say, "You're evitable."
Oh, I like her so much.
Fred was almost like a little piece of home to him.
Pylean word for hedgehog.
Oh.
They both experienced Pylea, and even though they are happy to be out of that dimension, they're able to bond over their experience over Pylea. Lorne also blames himself for the fact that he wasn't able to read Nox and prevent all of this. And in a surprising moment, Lorne is very violent and aggressive with Eve because they suspect that Eve may have participated. We have seen Lorne fight before, but it's usually defensive. This is the first time he's been aggressive. When Fred dies, Lorne is broken. And we see this in the next episode. We see the weight of everything that has happened finally really pressed down on his shoulders. And he can't do it anymore. He can't continue to be happy, to hold everybody up. He knows it's a facade.
I think I'm sick and tired of wearing bells on my toes and making like everything's going to be okay.
And we continue to see this disillusionment in Lorne. When he sees that everyone went to get Lindsay and then Gunn doesn't return, he's wondering why did they leave Gunn behind? And then he accepts the fact that this is what they do now. They leave people behind. Before getting to the final Lorne scene, I want to briefly recap Lorne's character. Lorne might be the funniest character on Angel without actually being comic relief.
It's not far. What do you want, a medal?
I think he's too developed to be comic relief. We see a full range of emotion from him. He gave emotional support and spiritual guidance to everybody.
I can hold a note for a long time. Actually, I can hold a note forever. But eventually, that's just noise. It's the change we're listening for. The note coming after and the one after that. That's what makes it music.
He was the moral compass, he was the voice of reason, and he held everybody up, and he continued to do so throughout all the seasons. And notably, Lorne is not violent. Even though we have seen him fight sometimes, and we've seen him be aggressive, whenever he's given the chance to fight, he would choose not to. He's made it very clear many times that he's not a fighter.
Did I mention the only shots I'm good at involve tequila? Not really the hunter type. Can't I just come along for moral support?
Bear in mind the store.
Oh, me. Sergeant, stay at home, volunteering for duty, sir.
On his last day, he prefers to sing, and I think it's worth listening to the lyrics of what he's trying to say.
If I ruled the world, every day would be the first day of spring.
When Lorne is given his final assignment, he tells Angel not to look for him, that he's done.
Do me a favor, don't try.
And then we get to the final scene. Lorne shoots Lindsay. That was his last assignment. and it's clear on his face that he doesn't want to do it. Lorne looks completely defeated. I would say that most angel characters are tragic figures and tragic characters, and Lorne is no exception. Lorne came to this world not to fight, but to help. And in the final scene, we see that he's been completely worn down.
Good night, folks.
I'll survive. I will survive. Hey, hey.